How would you describe that?
And that was not Kate's voice. That was a recording of Kate's voice so that our visually impaired audience is aware of that.
So it is my voice, but it isn't my voice. But it is. But it
It's
isn't.
the voice of you from the past.
Yeah.
Speak into the future. Because
Yeah.
that's what recordings are. Okay. I'm sorry. To get back on track here, how would you describe that? In this segment, we take the mundane and make it poetic, and the poetic and make it mundane. So here's how this works. You give me something, and I want the audience to think it, and then give me something here.
Yes, and I said, "Oh, something new and shiny." Yeah.
Always for you, the fans. So I want you, the audience, to give me something that would normally be described in plain language, like go to the fridge and get me a beer. Okay. Or and it doesn't have to be a verb, it can be anything. It can be an object, a verb, a place, something you would describe in fairly mundane language. And then I'm going to describe it poetically. And then you give me something that people would normally describe poetically, like a girl's first kiss, or the majesty of a waterfall, or looking over a great valley from the top of a mountainside. All those things would typically be described somewhat poetically, and I'm going to put them in very mundane, clinical language for you. So, do we have watching paint? Oh, God, that's a toughie. They threw me a hard ball right out of the gate, folks. Okay. Yeah, I can do this.
You can do it. Woohoo! I believe in you.
As I sit here in the dull maroon red room, with its walls glistening with not yet evaporated moisture, the smell of acrylics, and a fresh spring breeze wafting through the air assails my nose as I stare at the wall. What is time? How long have I been sitting here watching this paint dry? Is there truly any meaning in doing this? I was told to by my wife. She said she wanted to get to work on the baby's murals as soon as possible. But as I stand here, watching the luster of the color gradually fade as moisture leaves it, so that it can become a thin shell of color against the drywall, I can't help but think that my time is being wasted. Much like the water wasting out of the paint as it dries. Try harder next time.
Brava! Yes.
Okay, a trip to the MV. What's the MVA? Is that Kate? Is that something? MVA.
Is that the motor vehicles agency? I don't know.
That might be that motor. Yeah, is that motor vehicle agency? And give me something. I don't want to do just a bunch of mundane to poetics. Give me something, because let me tell you, the poetic to the mundane is. I can be funny with that one.
Well, okay.
Yes, motor vehicle. Okay, so Kaylin, go ahead and think. I'm gonna give her motor vehicle agency.
Okay.
A trip. Whew. Okay.
To the motor vehicle association.
Ooh, that's all right. Okay, so we're gonna do a trip to the MVA, then we're gonna do watching a sunset. Nice. Okay, so here we go. It's amazing what anxiety can do to you. It's amazing the things that will cause it. Many feel anxious when they're about to take a test. Many feel anxious when they're opening their bills. Many still feel anxious simply standing in a crowd. I am most anxious when I'm driving to the MVA. The Motor Vehicle Association, where the government sucks the very life out of your soul, where you tremor in anticipation, hoping to God that these sons of bitches are going to let you out of the parking ticket that you know damn good and fucking well you didn't get because you were clearly behind the red line. And you can't help but wonder, why, God? Why is this me? Why have I been called to suffer in this way? Every 4 years, I have to drive here to renew my license. And that is anxiety enough. So why now must I suffer even more as I hold the thin slip of paper in my hand? I can't help but think the devil is out to get me. This has been Trip to the MVA.
Yes. Brava.
Okay, watching a sunset. All right. I sat down at approximately 5 a.m. I sat there throughout the day, twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the sun to come into the opposite horizon as it crested over the top of my head and fell into the horizon in front of me. My ass was incredibly sore by this juncture, but I was determined. The sun began to set at approximately 5 degrees north-northwest. Staring at it, frankly, was incredibly painful for my eyes and probably caused permanent visual damage. But frankly, I was determined. Staring directly into the sun for the duration of its setting, I was in fact able to determine that the sun is very fucking bright.
Causing permanent vocal damage.
Listen, it fucking burned his eyes so hard that his voice was damaged. Don't you judge me.
No, that just gave me visions of this guy just sitting out on the beach, staring into the sun, going.
He's just sitting there staring at the sun, going, "Ah!" all day. He just does that until his lungs are empty, then goes, "Ah!" I can picture it too. That is hilarious.
Yeah, poor butt for watching sunsets.
Oh my ass.
Oh my ass. Oh my god. Oh, going to the underworld.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do one more before we.
This has to be mundane. So.
That one has to be mundane. Oh yeah, you're right. Because that would normally. Yeah. So.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I died June 5th, 2022. They laid me down in my casket 6 feet beneath the grave. I laid there quietly for a time until I felt something tugging on me. A cold hand wrapped around what I thought was my neck, but would later figure out was in fact my soul. I was then dragged many, many thousands of feet into the dirt. I felt the worms caressing my skin as they slithered about. Then I felt the bedrock slam into the back of my soul. It was then that things started getting really, really fucking hot. It was then that I found I was in the underworld. It turns out that I was, in fact, a huge piece of shit my entire life, and now I was doomed to suffer in the sea of fire. If only I'd paid that parking ticket. Oh, God. Okay. So yeah, that's the gist of that. That is the gist of that segment. You guys let me know if you think that is a fun little thing to do. It seems like Caitlin enjoyed it.
It's funny. And Lauren asks, tugging what?
Did I say tugging?
Yes, you did say tugging.
Oh, did I say it? Yeah, I was tugging his soul.
Yeah.
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 Damn you, motor vehicle.
Yes.
Right? Condemning people to hell every day.
Yes.
Well,
Love.
thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy coming up with new segments for you guys, so I'm glad when I get good reception. I'm gonna have to market this around and see how many other people I get to say, yeah, it's great, do more.
Yep.
How would you describe that?